If you're struggling with long straight-in shots, then first of all, don't worry, almost every pool player just hates those type of shots. And after watching this video, you will know why they are so difficult and what you have to focus on to make those shots a whole lot easier. And eventually, after watching this video, you can make your long straight-in shots look like this. Almost perfect. So first of all, if you're facing a short straight-in shot, for example like this is really a hanger and really nobody would say, well, this is a difficult shot. And of course, this shot is very, very easy to make. But why is it when aiming really isn't that difficult because you just have to hit straight? Why is it that all of a sudden shots like this are so much more difficult? Well, reason number one, biggest reason is unintentional side spin. So imagine you're playing this shot. Of course, obviously we're trying to hit the center of the cue ball to not use any spin. But of course, we're not perfect, we're human. Sometimes we're adding unintentional spin. And then all of a sudden, we're missing the shot like this. Well, what you have to understand is, if you're having this close straight-in shot, and if you're using a touch of right spin or left spin here, and if you're not adjusting, then as you can see, we still have a very, very good chance to actually make that shot. And besides, of course, pockets on a pool table are a bit bigger. What you have to understand is, if the object ball is that close to the pocket, compared to the object ball being further away from the pocket, and also the cue ball being further away from the object ball, then of course, if you're using side spin, the effect will just be bigger, so the offset will be bigger. And of course, if you're now facing this long shot with side spin, while not adjusting, of course, you will definitely miss the ball a lot further away to the side compared to this close shot. So how can you avoid it? Well, a very, very common question on my channel is, where do you actually have to look when you're striking the ball? So if we're having that shot, do I, when I'm striking the ball, actually look at the cue ball or at the object ball? Well, what do you think? Well, there is no real answer to this question. So there's no right or wrong. If you're looking at snooker, for example, many snooker players are actually looking at the cue ball on the final stroke. And this makes sense because they don't want to put any spin on the cue ball. But on the other hand, many players are looking at the object ball last. And of course, this also makes sense because you want to know where you're actually shooting the cue ball to. So what is right, what is wrong? It's personal preference. And even I, for a long time, didn't really know where I was looking because I'm a huge fan of just doing what feels natural to you. And once I started to concentrate on looking at the object ball, which is what I'm doing, I completely missed the shot. So I'm a huge fan of just do what feels natural to you. But the most important thing you have to understand, and this is what everyone should do, and everyone basically does, is when you're down, constantly switch between cue ball and object ball while you're doing your pre-strokes. Of course, don't move your head, just doing it to show it to you. When you're down, cue ball, object ball, cue ball, object ball, cue ball, object ball. And that way I'm making sure to, first of all, have no spin on the cue ball and also shoot to the right point on the object ball. Because if you're aiming to the wrong spot, of course, you won't make the shot. So let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. You can see perfectly straight and absolutely no spin on the cue ball. So this is really, really important. But another really important thing that many players are doing wrong is when they're playing those long straight-in shots, what they're doing is maybe something like this. Did you see that? What was the difference? First of all, my technique was bad, but the reason why I missed the shot is I just was hitting way too hard, and whenever you're hitting hard or the harder you're hitting, of course you're going to lack accuracy because you're using more muscles. Everything gets just so much more complicated, so your fundamentals definitely suffer from that. But on the other hand, if you're hitting the shot like this, you can also miss because this was way too soft and the cue ball can actually roll off on its way to the object ball can roll off on its way to the pocket. So this is also not right. So how do you have to hit the shot then if you don't want to hit hard and you don't want to hit soft? Well, if you watched my shots from the beginning, I always hit with a confident feel-good stroke. So have a look at this. Just analyze once again the speed that I'm hitting the shot with. You can see not too soft, not too hard, and I have a really, really great chance, or the best possible chance, to actually make the shot. And not only because of my fundamentals, also when I'm using side spin. So when I'm using a bit of side spin and I'm playing it with that type of speed, very often the side spin actually cancels out, because whenever you're hitting with side spin, there is a certain type of speed that will not make a difference on where you have to aim. And this is very often the way I'm playing those shots. So even if I'm using a tiny bit of unintentional side spin, like here, just a tad of right spin, of course, I have a much better chance to actually make the shot, because first of all, my fundamentals aren't suffering that much, but I'm also playing it with the speed where the side spin, the deflection and the throw and all that stuff cancels each other out, and you still can make the shot. So this is really, really important, and a really, really pro tip that is very, very good for those straight-in shots. So very often I can actually make those shots even when I'm using side spin that I didn't try to use. And many people, because of their eye alignment, actually struggling to see the perfect point on the object ball on straight-in shots. So what you can do is, on a straight-in shot, don't aim to the object ball, but actually aim to the heart of the pocket. And if you're aiming to the heart of the pocket and you have a perfectly straight shot, then you should aim automatically to the center of the object ball. So just try to blend that object ball out. Just shoot to the heart of the pocket, and you have a very, very good chance to make that shot. And some additional tips that are really, really important. Of course, you have to focus on your fundamentals. Even if you're a beginner and this is the very first video you're watching, you have to concentrate on your fundamentals from the beginning. So I'm going to show you one bad example of fundamentals. So chalking, not aligning to the baseline, going down, already swinging. You can see my head is moving, my cue is moving too much. I'm standing up, and of course I'm going to miss that shot. So concentrate on your fundamentals. This is really the key. A solid technique will make those shots so much easier, besides all the other tips. So when I'm playing the shot and I'm chalking here, I'm always going on the baseline. You should know that if you're watching my videos, you should know all of this, but it's a good reminder. Aligning yourself on the baseline, going down, switching my eyes, cue ball, object ball. I'm not swinging, I'm locking in. Once I'm feeling ready, I'm doing my pre-strokes. They're getting tinier and tinier until I'm stopping on the cue ball, and then I'm going back, pause, shoot. And of course, you're still going to miss shots. But if you want to practice your shot making, your fundamentals, and many more important things about the game, get the Golden 21, the perfect training package, and I guarantee it will improve your game. Let's give it one more try, by the way, because I was missing that shot. Much better.